Hello and welcome to this short strength video that's meant to help you fire up your core and build some strength in your abs. So we'll start in an all fours position. Hands come under your shoulders, knees are under your hips. As you inhale, you'll drop your belly, looking up towards the sky. And as you exhale, you'll round your back, pulling your belly button in and back towards your spine. Inhaling to arch your back, looking up towards the sky. And exhaling to round your back. Bringing your awareness to your belly button, I want you to find a straight and level back, but with the awareness in your belly button and a slight pulling up and in sensation. So you want your belly to be firm. You'll tuck your toes and you'll bring your knees to a hover. So pressing firmly into your hands, feel your bellies pulling in. Your toes are rooted down, and you hold here for a moment, breathing in and out through your nose. You'll extend your left leg back behind you, and then your right leg coming into a high plank. So keeping your back nice and straight here, you want to make sure you don't have an arch like this. You want to pull the belly button in, tucking the tailbone under, making sure your neck is in line with your spine. You should be looking straight down onto your mat in front of you. And now you'll tuck your toes under and we'll come into hanging cobra. So letting your hips drop, looking up towards the sky. Your shoulders are relaxed down, not up by your ears. You press into all of your fingers and your palm, feeling strength in the hands and opening through the front of your body. And then you'll tuck your toes, coming back into plank. This time you'll come down onto your forearms. Tailbone is still tucked under, as if you can balance something on your back. As if your back is a table, you want it nice and flat. Let's take a few deep breaths here, in and out through the nose. We'll saw forward and back, so we're not actually moving our feet. We're just moving our body forward and back. So coming onto the toes, pushing our weight forward, coming back, pushing our weight back towards the heels, and then bring your knees down, coming into child's pose. So hands can come out in front of you, forehead kisses down onto the mat. Take some long, deep breaths into your lower back. Feel free to let go of one of your breaths with a big sigh and release. Breathe deeply into your lower back. Feel the length in your spine. And on your next inhale, we'll come back up, coming into a plank again, just for a moment, and then a downward facing dog. So in this downward facing dog, pedal out your legs a little bit. Bringing one heel to the mat and then the other. And then we'll find stillness with both heels reaching towards the mat, but they don't have to touch. We're still in the beginning, so your legs might not be warmed up just yet, and that's okay. As you inhale, we'll come forward again to plank. This time we'll place the left hand in the center of the mat, and we'll reach the right arm up, coming into a side plank. You can look up towards that top arm. You have the option of raising your top leg, pressing firmly into the left hand. You can bring your right arm over your head for some additional length and extension. And we'll come back through center, taking the right hand in the middle of the mat and bringing the left foot up, taking the same variation you did on the other side. So if you lifted your leg, lift your leg. If you lifted your arm, go ahead and lift your arm. And most importantly, breathe in and out through the nose. And we come back through center. Coming back into a high plank, we'll drop now into a hanging cobra, opening through the front side of the body. Feel free to move your head up and down here. And we'll come into a very brief child's pose. So hips come back, forehead touches down for 3 breaths, in and out through the nose. On your next inhale, we'll come forward into a low plank. So we're on our forearms here. We're going to open up, lifting the right arm up into the air and trying out a variation, lifting a leg or an arm or both, or staying right where you are if that's where you feel most stable. And bring the hand and leg down and switch to the opposite side. Coming onto the right forearm, the left forearm plants, left arm reaches up, left leg lifts up, and breathe. And coming back through center on forearms, we're going to lift up the right forearm now, and we're going to thread it under. So stabilizing through your hips, just twisting to lift and open the right arm, and then threading it under. And make sure you breathe. One more time, inhale to open, and exhale to thread. Coming back, replacing that left arm with your right. And we'll do the same thing on the opposite side. Left arm lifts up. As you exhale, you thread. Inhale to open. Exhale to thread. One last time. Inhale to open. And exhale to thread. Coming back into a forearm plank for just 3, 2, 1. Drop your knees and come back into a child's pose. So arms come out in front of you. Taking a deep breath into your lower back. We'll take 3 rounds of breath again here. And we'll rise up. So coming to sit for just a moment. Back on our heels. And we'll swing the legs out in front of us. So you can situate yourself comfortably in the middle of the mat. Palms face up. We'll raise the left foot and put it down. Raising the right foot. Noticing a connection to your core. Keeping your spine nice and straight here. Put it down. Now, think about this motion initiating from your core. So pulling that belly button in like we did earlier. You can do 1 at a time, lifting your legs, or you can go and lift 2 at a time. Keeping your spine nice and straight. Your hands can stay down by your sides or lift up by the sides of your head. And you might experience some shaking, like I am. We'll breathe here. And then we'll release. So forehead comes to knees. Come inside for a moment. Take a couple deep breaths. Raise your head up again. We're going to revisit that pose one more time. Try to challenge yourself because we'll be there very briefly. Lifting up both legs. Take a deep breath. Maybe you'd like to straighten arms and legs. Taking some real deep breaths. Feeling the strength in your core and your whole body. We'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. Place your legs down. Bring your hands down by your side. And center yourself in your mat so that you can roll down. So pulling the belly button in, we'll start to roll back very slowly. Coming down vertebrae by vertebrae. Bringing the knees in towards the chest. Taking a couple deep breaths here to arrive. Notice how your body's feeling. And we'll take our hands behind the back of our head just to support and cradle our heads while we do some bicycles. So if you've done bicycles before in a regular workout, you might have done them a little faster. We'll try to go a lot slower and more mindfully. So lifting your head up, your shoulder blades come up a little bit, and we'll twist to the left. Taking a breath here, come back through center, twist to the right, taking a full breath in and out. Twisting very slowly and mindfully, maybe slower than you want to go. We'll go one more time on each side. Making sure your lower back stays pressed against the mat. We'll come back through center, lowering down your hands, lifting your legs up into the sky. You can put your lower back on top of the backs of your hands here on the ground if you need some support. Otherwise, if you're a little bit more familiar with this exercise, you can take your hands down by your side. But we'll be doing leg lifts and lowers. So find what feels comfortable for you and make sure your lower back doesn't arch or come off the ground. So as we inhale, we'll drop our legs down. And as you exhale, bring them right back up. We'll go for about 5. Make sure you breathe. And when you've done 5, we'll reach the legs down. Make sure your lower back stays on the ground. So this is a little more advanced with your arms up overhead. You can always keep them under your lower back. We'll hold here in a hollowed out boat position for 3, 2, 1. Release your legs down. Release your whole body down against the mat. Let your breathing come back to normal. Let your body relax. Close your eyes. And we'll lay here for just a few moments to let our body recover and absorb all the benefits of the hard work that we just did. If you'd like, you could stay here longer. But if you're ready to come out, we'll draw the knees into the chest. Bring your forehead up to meet your knees and start to rock, engaging that core again. You lift yourself back up to a seated position. Take your hands to your abdominals. Breathe deep into your belly. Maybe you can feel the heat in this area. We'll send our body, especially our abs that carried us through the practice, send them lots of gratitude and appreciation. And we'll inhale to sweep our arms wide and up overhead. And exhale to bring our hands down together through center. And bow to yourself, thanking yourself for committing to this practice. You can head over to my channel to find other videos to stretch and strengthen. And be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any videos to come. I'll see you next time.